think Agilities is trying to hide underneath the metal panel there.
No one can see me back here. I'm underneath the panel.
He's still a pretty terrible ninja. He's very shiny.
I blend in with the other metal.
It's true. He can camouflage inside the shuttle.
That's right. It's a tricky ninja. They're going to try diving down now, so we'll see if Toronto can maybe get this payload going. They do go up and dive. Yeah, they do go ahead and get quite a few, actually. Jaru coming through on that Genji, like we've seen him come through on the Genji all day long. And off the back of that, that payload should really move. We'll see what they can come up with now. Hyped already demeched, though, so that's not a good start for Immortals.
Has to pull back immediately. Trying to get that pulse bomb, and they are going to get one.
Yeah, he does get hyped, who was out of the mech, so easy target there. Meanwhile, Agilities pulls out the Dragon Blade, goes in, takes out Snow. Looking for the other support right now, can't quite get him, but Grim Reality taking down Onigod in the back of all that as well. Jaru, his own Dragon Blade pulled out now. See what he can pick up with that. Toronto Esports not really slowed down too much, stalled now finally, but they are kind of slowly pushing through. Looks like they may need to back up for a moment though. All right, self-destruct. What's he gonna get? Nothing, but Grim Reality does get taken out by Jaru already. Toronto gonna go ahead and drop the Transcendence to try to keep everybody up. Again, you know, about handling that counter dive coming in from Immortals right now. Self-destruct from Hyped. He gets taken out before he can get back in the mech again. And Toronto Esports seems to have a little bit of an edge in this fight as that payload moves forward. Immortals scrambling a little bit. They lose Verbo. Lucio out of the way. And this is looking a little bit grim for Immortals right now.
Yeah, throwaway on the self-destruct from Hyped after the damage had already been done more or less, not really catching anybody or even zoning more than a couple of people off the payload. So very quick push so far for Toronto Esports, rolling through Watchpoint Gibraltar.
All right, here comes the Dragon Blade. Let's see what he can get with it. Pulled out by Agilities right now. Not finding a lot of kills just yet. Finding nothing, in fact. Has a nano boost, but can't quite. Oh, he got the reflect, actually. In the end on the Cynic. Barely lived. Wow, 6 health. And Agility stays up. That payload's still moving, though.
True. Grim Reality looking to get that tac visor as fast as he can. Staying on the low ground.
Toronto being careful. There's the self-destruct coming in after the sound barrier from Immortals. They're on the payload right now. And they've got Fate swapped over to the Reinhardt for just a little bit more durability to the back line. Onigod coming in now. Ooh, nice dive onto Agilities. Took him down. He swapped over to Roadhog after using that Dragon Blade. And that payload is almost there. Toronto Esports running over Immortals. They were doing so well today, but it looks like it might all end now. Toronto Esports with a strong push coming in. Onigod may have taken himself out to the end, but hey, it all worked out, and that's 2:45 left on the clock for Toronto Esports.
Yeah, they're not going to find much, but the Soldier is positioned very far forward, and here comes the dive.
Yeah, Note kind of caught out. Can they handle the dive, though? Agility's in there as well. Fate goes down very fast, but they trade for Snow. Jaru, though, eliminating Agilities, and the kills getting traded, but overall, Toronto Esports able to kind of keep Immortals from pushing this thing too much. Grim Reality taken down, and it's Jaru yet again who's coming up so big on this Genji. He has really kind of lit on fire here today.
Yeah, he's going to make any kind of pressure onto the high ground, and with Verbo going down, may mean a little bit of a delay, but Grim actually hits the pulse bomb.
I mean, that's a tank and a DPS down for Toronto Esports, so despite Immortal missing someone, maybe Agilities can get enough kills here to equalize. Sound barrier keeping up Snow for the moment, but not long enough. Agility with 2 already before he's taken down by Jaru. Jaru nearly has his own Dragon Blade, but he's getting zoned out by Hyped. Finally taken down, and Immortals seem to have found a pretty good push here.
Now we have to deal with Onigod on the payload, and that's going to be about it. Note's going to try and jump down, and we are seeing the Primal Rages popped here. Some good stalling, but it just looks like it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, and Ulting Cynic may not be quite enough to stop this payload. Ulting Cynic was also the name of my punk band in high school, actually.
Was it?
It's an amazing coincidence, huh? Onigod jumps in at the end, so he's going to be a little bit late for the defense party. Oh, and the split spawn really hurting Toronto Esports. That's already going to be a strong push for Immortals, and they're going to come into this with a bit of an ult advantage. Hype coming in, he's going to... Ooh, that's a pretty good angle for the self-destruct. Doesn't catch anyone with it, but a scary moment. Drives Toronto Esports into the waiting arms of Agilities. And Immortals able to clean up this fight. well, just kind of clumped them up around the corner, which is exactly where they didn't want to be. Agilities with the Dragon Blade again, taking names, and Toronto Esports defense pretty much falling apart here during the hangar phase.
Well, Jaru got cut down during his own Dragon Blade. We heard both Genjis going off at the same time.
Yep.
And this is what happens. Finds it just a little bit earlier, takes advantage of people filtering in through the doorway. And man, he just slashed his way through that fight. So Agility's continuing to put the pressure on this Genji here tonight. In reality, try his luck here, hiding behind the payload. Has to be very careful. Does get back to the Mega Health Pack.
Yeah, under some pressure, though. Ooh, they do take out Snow. A couple members of Toronto Esports dropping, actually, due to the dive. Grim Reality firing from behind. They get the Primal Rage out on Cynic. Just trying to keep people away from the payload. And, man, Sound Barrier from both sides is going to help try to keep people up. But, again, Immortals having to back off for a little bit, at least having to wait out that Primal Rage and wait for their other members to come back.
That looked like it could have been a winning fight if Fate had actually popped his Primal Rage. He died with his ultimate available, and so things turned the way of Toronto Esports. They over-responded with Verbo's Sound Barrier. The Grim Reality is going to get 2.
That's a good long push now for Immortals. Toronto Esports, though, they have ults to try to stall this off, and one last-ditch effort. There's a Transcendence coming out of the spawn immediately. Looks like it's going to be the ultimate for Hype. We'll see if he can pick anything up. With the self-destruct not quite grabbing anything, they're going to jump on him immediately and pop him out of that mech. Toronto Esports, now the Dragon Blade comes out for Agilities, trying to finish this one off, and he tears Toronto apart. That is it. 3 points for Immortals. And here's aggressive defense from Toronto. Wow,
Kariv's
going
down.
forward. Yeah, Grim Reality. Kariv taken out. And Onigod, though, taking a few for Toronto Esports. Good, solid defense so far. I mean, it's pretty equal across the board, honestly. But that payload is not moving throughout all this.
The problem is that even though Kariv died first, the respawn advantage hugely in favor of Immortals right here. They bounced straight out of that respawn room and onto the cart.
They needed to win this fight.
Absolutely huge there. So Immortals has a lot of opportunities to keep using this ult advantage to push the payload through the hangar phase.
Yep. That's right, here we go. Ultimates all over the place as we are in overtime now. See if anybody can get him with the self-destruct. No, not quite. Grim Reality once again takes on Ludi, and the kills coming in for Immortals. They are putting together a really long push with the time they had. Whoa, nobody can stop Agilities right now, and they may even get point B. That would be insane.
Jaru in the same boat. Has to have that good Dragon Blade. Here we go.
Well, they're going to come in early. The Transcendence is popped by both Zenyatas. It's Disco Fever here in this last fight at point B, and now Jaru pulls out the Dragon Blade. Verbo goes down early. But Kariv, Kariv not surviving either. Actually, Jaru may be able to end this one right here, right now. Looks like they will. Yeah, Onigod picking up the last few kills, and that's going to be OT ticking away. But that said, Immortals, 2 points. They are up to 5 in total. Great push for a minute. Staying alive, they've really got to protect Grim Reality here. Agility's on the side, he's going to get a little bit low. Got the Discord orb on him, but it looked like he managed to escape. Oh, the jump not landed actually by Cynic. He's going to go down. Fate died as well. Both Winstons out of commission right now. That payload still moving, but Hyped and Agilities coming in with some kills of their own. They may be able to stop it here in Car Wash, and Grim Reality indeed safe in the back with that Soldier 76. And Grim Reality needing to play this one very carefully. Here comes the dive now. The Transcendence going to try to help them pick up some kills. See if it works out. Sound Barrier used by Toronto
Esports. Was early.
In response, it does seem a bit early. Wearing off now. Grim Reality being chased away, though. Jaru getting very low. He's got the Dragon Blade, but not accomplishing a lot with it. Hyped even takes out Ludi with the self-destruct. And Toronto Esports stuffed on that offensive push, and they used everything they had on that. 20 seconds left, and although Immortals don't have any ults themselves, they do have that big positional advantage.
6 seconds, let's go.
Yep, that's right. Toronto Esports coming in with actually a couple last-minute ultimates. See if they can push it. Getting closer. There's a sound barrier for Immortals. Are they going in? It looks like they are. Transcendence used by Toronto Esports, of course. Snow trying to keep everybody up. As soon as that's over, though, the Dragon Blade comes up. Agilities trying to make a difference here. Grim Reality picking up a kill, too. Agilities with 2. And now another Transcendence comes in for Immortals, and the payload's going to be stopped right here, right now. And as that time bar ticks away, it looks like Immortals will take Gibraltar. Cynic going down early.
Cynic very early in this engagement, and Jaru going to town a little bit, but he's not actually finding that many kills.
Oh, Fate did get taken up, but Jaru kind of getting chased away, and Agilities and Hype finish him off. Agilities now turning his attention back to the other members of Toronto Esports as the point begins to unlock, and Immortals going to claim that one first.
Once those supports went down, the lack of healing for Toronto Esports made it very easy for them to continue to go through, but that is a hell of a shot.
Wow, from downtown.
You know, that damage boosted rocket that really one-shot the Tracer, 180 damage.
Uh-oh. A little bit of mid-air rocket action going on, and Agility's not able to survive it. Note finishing him off again. Perfect opportunity for Jaru to come in here. He does have that barrage up if he wants to use it, and he may fire it into the point. They may not even need it, though. Toronto Esports all over this one. And as Hype gets demeched, I think they're going to flip it back pretty easily. Yeah, they do. Here we go. Sound barrier now. Used by Immortals. Didn't get to hit Agilities with that, though. Was a little bit out of range. He's got the barrage. Can't use it, though. Taken down by Jaru again, who's really been winning these Pharah versus Pharah mid-air battles.
Well, that's the advantage of having the Mercy there with you. Constant healing, constant damage boost makes it much easier if you can hit those mid-air rockets. And Immortals falling apart here a bit. Toronto Esports has been dominating.
In reality, fighting for his life there as Immortals tries to come in. We'll see if they can pick up any picks. Fate grabs two, actually, surprisingly. There's a sound barrier coming in pretty late for Toronto Esports. Self-destruct, not picking a lot up, but Cynic getting two with that Primal Rage. Toronto Esports, they were in dire straits there during that fight, but we're able to kind of keep it together for the moment anyway. Goodbye. Goodbye, Reinhardt.
The second time was the charm there. He had the charge cooldown for the first one, but the Diva Boop on the second one, no more charge to get it back on the platform.
From Toronto Esports, sound barrier used on the Immortal side. Got to really be careful not to get knocked up. Nice transcendence by Toronto, actually. Coming in a little later. Oh, no! And Fate gets booped off again. There's the Graviton Surge, but there is absolutely no damage follow-up. That attack went about as poorly as it could have possibly gone for Immortals. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, Immortals immediately falling back after losing that Diva. Agilities with a kill on the way out, but Onigod chasing people down. Gotta be careful here.
Agilities, he got reflected onto him.
Wow. Sick reflect from Agilities and Onigod. Yeah, you do not want to play hot potato with the Pulse Bomb. Yeah, they got some ultimates to use. Meanwhile, Immortals throwing Fate in the back. Jaru has that Dragon Blade. Here it comes, looking for some kills, trying to find somebody. Nobody quite yet. Saw some health. He's backing away from Agilities. Self-destruct used, gets the kill onto Grim Reality. Immortals suffering a little bit here in this fight. Agilities wants to equalize though, takes out the opposing Genji, dies to Onigod though, and it's gonna be not quite flipped yet. There's the Transcendence for Toronto Esports. They're really committing to this one. It's a fairly even fight, but Immortals may have what it takes to come back. Yeah, now that Hyped and Fate, the tanks picking up kills. This might get stopped right here, right now. Another Pulse Bomb comes in, courtesy of Grim Reality, and that gives them enough damage to finish off Cynic. Looks like Toronto Esports, this push stuff for now. Kariv, Jaru trying to do what he can, but not living for too long. Yeah, they're just going to pop the sound barrier, just get Toronto Esports off the points. Point about to unlock it now.
And both teams playing this really cautiously. Finally, somebody going in.
Ooh, yeah, Immortals going in hard, but Fate the first to fall. They weren't able to keep him up. Agility's in a little bit of trouble as well. Oh, can he get back? He survives. That was a close call for Agilities. Now Cynic diving in on the vulnerable members of Immortals, but he's just going to stay on the point. Yeah, Toronto Esports happy to just take it early on. Agilities comes through for a quick kill and reset onto Jaru. Cynic kind of a little bit confused here as he tried to go in. Really quick to Transcendence for Kariv, really landing those left clicks, and that might help Immortals reclaim the point again already.
Yeah, that actually killing Jaru was really clutch.
Ooh, Grim Reality. That's what it is for Toronto Esports right now. The reality is they're going to lose this point. Agility's got the kill, but I give the credit to Fate instead.
Cynic still sitting on the Primal Rage, and that's going to be a sound barrier dropped early.
Yeah, sound barrier used to try to keep people up. Fate does go down, though. Note caught him with the self-destruct. Self-destruct for Immortals now. Grim Reality taken out by Note as well. Coming up big on that Zarya right now. Kariv trying to keep the remaining members up. Here comes Jaru with the Dragon Blade. Waited out the Transcendence, and now he can go to work with that ultimate. Oh man, cutting up Kariv and Toronto Esports looks like they're in prime position to take this point back again.
Jaru actually
get
gets
back
him. Nope, back onto the soldier.
I mean, Hyped is still alive.
Whoa, gotta be careful about that one. But they actually get two towards the end. Kariv hits a headshot onto Jaru, and with the respawn, they hold strong on Shrine.
Dude, Hyped and Kariv, the heroes of that hold right there. The healer tank synergy coming up big for Immortals, and they will already be up to near 30%. Pretty disastrous start for Toronto Esports.
That fight made a huge difference.
Yeah. All right, time to experience tranquility as Immortals tries to get a little bit of an edge in this fight. Dragonblade coming in for agilities as well. Gets 2 with the dash. And he's going to pick up even more. Kariv getting aggressive there too, and Toronto Esports completely routed. Uh-oh. They're going to have some ults coming into this next fight, but you might be a little bit worried because Immortals is going to have both of their tank ultimates, and that's some good stalling power. Let's check out this replay.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Genji getting reset dashes in a small hallway. Pulse Bomb not really finding much of a mark there, but they hold on to the sound barriers.
Yep.
Oh, let's break it down.
Gonna break it down. Toronto Esports comes in, responding sound barrier for Immortals. They're gonna go ahead and toss the self-destruct in. No kills for Hyped on that one. And Jaru pulls out the Dragon Blade. He needs to get some big kills with that. He's got some healing power coming in from his Zenyatta, but he needs more. No kills at all. Toronto Esports still on the point right now. They can still possibly win this fight. Cynic does de-hype, or de-mech hype. De-hypes him too, I guess, if you're all the mech. And they are building a lot of control meter on here, actually. But we're into overtime already for Immortals. They can lose this fight, and they would be just fine. And as, tac fives are used by Note to secure that, Toronto Esports will flip the point. Kariv, actually able to take a Ludi on the other side. That's a lot of kills for Immortals coming in already. Transcendence used now just to try to keep people up, as I believe. Jaru not even getting to use his Dragon Blade. As Agilities pulls out his. Grim Reality with the Pulse Bomb. They're going to flip the point. OT ticking away. This could be it right here, right now. Immortals trying to win it, and they do. Toronto Esports not able to get back to the point, and Immortals complete the run back here on Nepal, down 0-2, win it 3-2, and they will win day 2 of Contenders here.